Today we will see about sets and functions from real analysis. First we will see some definitions in sets. First see what is the definition of finite set. If we start counting the number of elements in a given set and if this process of counting comes to an end at some stage, then the set is said to be finite set. For example, x is equal to a, b, c, d, e, f. This set x contains 6 elements. Now see the definition of infinite set. If we start counting the number of elements in a given set and if this process of counting does not stop at any stage, then it is called an infinite set. For example, n is equal to the set of natural numbers which contains the elements 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up to infinity. Similarly, I, the set of integers which contains the numbers like -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3 and one more example, q, the set of rational numbers which can be expressed as p upon q. P and q are integers, q is non-zero. All these three sets are infinite sets. That is the set of natural number, the set of integers and the set of all rational numbers. All these three sets belongs to infinite set. Now see what is the definition of singleton set. A set containing exactly one element is called a singleton set. For example, A is equal to 12. This set A contains only one element, 12, hence it is a singleton set. Now we will see the definition of null set or empty set. A set having no element in it is called null set or empty set. For example, A is equal to x belongs to R such that x square is equal to -9. And such a x is not existing which will satisfy x square is equal to -9, and therefore there does not exist such a x belonging to R, and therefore the set A doesn't contain any element and therefore it is a empty set or A is a null set. Now see the definition of subset of a set. A set A is said to be subset of a set B if every element of A is also an element of B. This is denoted by A subset of B and it is read as A is subset of B. For example, suppose A contains the elements 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and B contains the elements 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we can observe that A is subset of B. When A is subset of B, naturally we can say that B contains A. Now see the definition of proper subset. If every element of A is an element of set B and B contains at least one element which is not in A, then A is said to be a proper subset of B. For example, suppose A contains the elements 7, 8, 9, 10 and B contains the elements 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Here we can observe that B set contains at least one element which is 11, which is not included in A, and therefore we can say that A is proper subset of B. Now we will see the definition of power set. Let A be a set, then the set of all subsets of A is called the power set of A, and it is denoted by P of A. See one example. If A is equal to 1, 2, then power set of A is equal to the set 1, another set 2, another set 1, 2, and last is empty. This 1 is subset of this 1, 2. This 2 is subset of this set 1, 2. 1, 2 itself is a subset of the same set, and empty set is always subset of any set, and therefore power set A contains 1, 2, 3, 4 elements which are all subsets of this set A. Now we will see what is the definition of equality of sets. Two sets A and B are said to be equal if they have same elements. If A is subset of B and B is subset of A, then A and B are equal sets. Now we will see the example. Let A is equal to 3, 4 and B is equal to the set x square minus 7x plus 12, which is equal to 0. Then it can be easily observed that A is equal to B, because when we will solve this quadratic equation, x square minus 7x plus 12 is equal to 0, we will get the values of x as 3 and 4. A also contains 3 and 4, and therefore both sets are same, that is both are equal sets, that is A is equal to B. Now we will see what is the definition of union of sets. If A and B are two sets, then the set of all those elements which belong to A or B or both A and B is called union of the sets A and B. It is denoted by A union B. We can write A union B is equal to x belongs to A or x belongs to B or x belongs to both A and B. Now see what is the definition of intersection of sets. If A and B are subsets of a universal set X, then the set of those elements which belong to both A and B is called the intersection of sets A and B, which is denoted by A intersection B. We can write A intersection B is equal to X such that X belongs to A and X belongs to B. Now see what is the definition of disjoint sets. Two sets A and B are said to be disjoint if A intersection B is equal to empty set. For example, if A is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and B is equal to 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, then A intersection B is equal to empty set because there is no any common element in A and B. Therefore, their intersection A intersection B is equal to empty set, and therefore we can say that A and B are disjoint sets. If we want their union, that is union of A and B, then A union B will contain all these elements, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That is A union B contains totally 10 elements. A intersection B doesn't contain any element, that is A intersection B is empty set, and therefore these two sets are disjoint sets. Now see what is the definition of complement of a set. If A and B are two sets, then the complement A relative to B is the set B by A, which is equal to X such that X belongs to B and X does not belongs to A. This can also be denoted by B minus A. In the similar way, A by B can be defined as A by B is equal to X such that X belongs to A and X does not belongs to B. Now we will see one example of both. Suppose A is equal to 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9 and B is equal to 4, 5, 6, 1, 7, 8, 10. Now first we will see what is A upon B. According to the definition, A by B will contain such a X which are belonging to A but X does not belongs to B. And such a 3 elements we will get. You can see that 2, 3, 9, all these 3 they are belonging to A but 2, 3, 9 they does not belongs to B, and therefore A by B will contain 2, 3 and 9, these 3 elements. Now we will see what will be the set B upon A. Now according to the definition, B upon A, it will contain such a X such that X belongs to B and X does not belongs to A. And such a 4 elements we will get, 4, 5, 6, 10. That is all these 4 elements, they are in B, but 4, 5, 6, 10, they are not belonging to A. Now we will see what is the definition of symmetric difference of two sets. Let A and B be two sets. The symmetric difference of sets A and B is the set A minus B union B minus A, and it is denoted by A triangle B. Now we will see one example for A triangle B. Suppose A is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and B is equal to 1, 3, 5, 7, 8, 9. To get A triangle B, first we will see what is A minus B and B minus A. Now in A minus B, we are taking such elements which are belonging to A but not in B, and therefore we will get 3 elements 2, 4, 6 which are in A but 2, 4, 6 they are not in B. Now we will find B minus A. According to the definition, we will take such X which are belonging to B but they should not be in A, and therefore such 2 elements we will get from this A and B, 8 and 9, which are in B but they are not in A. Now to get A triangle B, we have to take the union of A minus B and B minus A. Our A minus B is 2, 4, 6 and B minus A is 8, 9, and therefore their union will be 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. That is, the symmetric difference of two sets A and B is 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Now we will see what is the definition of Cartesian product of sets. Let A and B be two non-empty sets. Then the set of all ordered pairs XY, where X belongs to A and Y belongs to B, is called the Cartesian product of sets A and B. It is denoted by A cross B. We can write A cross B is equal to such a order pair XY where X belongs to A and Y belongs to B. If A is 1, 2, 3 and B is suppose D, E, F, then A cross B, that is Cartesian product of the sets A and B, is equal to 1D, 1E, 1F, 2D, 2E, 2F, 3D, 3E, 3F. You can see that this A cross B contains 9 elements, whereas A contains 3 elements and B contains 3 elements. Therefore, 3 into 3, that is 9. That is, in general, if A has M elements and B has N elements, then A cross B has M into n elements. Now we will see what is the definition of relation. If A and B are two non-empty sets, then a relation R from a set A to a set B is a subset of the Cartesian product A cross B. Thus R is a relation from A to B if and only if R is subset of A cross B. Now we will see what is the definition of domain and range of a function. Let R be a relation from a set A to a set B, then the set of all first components of the order pairs belonging to R is called the domain of R, and the set of all second components of the order pairs in R is called the range of R. Now we will see example of both, that is example of relation, what is the example of domain and range of function also. Let A is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and B is equal to 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now when we will consider A cross B, then it will contains totally 5 into 5 means 25 pairs, like 1, 6, 2, 6, 3, 6, 4, 6, 5, 6 and so on. Because A contains 5 elements, B contains 5 elements, and therefore A cross B, that is Cartesian product of A and B, it will contains totally 25 ordered pairs. Now let R is equal to 1, 6, 2, 7, 3, 8, and you can easily see that this R is the subset of A cross B, that is this R is a relation. R is a relation from A to B. Now domain of R, it will contains only the x coordinates of these pairs, that is 1, 2, 3, and range of R contains y coordinates of these pairs, that is 6, 7, 8. Now we will see what is the definition of inverse relation. Let A and B be two sets and let R be the set A to a set B, then the inverse of R is a relation from B to A, and it is defined by R inverse is equal to BA such that AB belongs to R. Now we will see some examples. If A and B are any two sets, then prove that A union B, its complement is equal to A complement intersection B complement. Now we know that if we have to prove that A is equal to B, then always first we will prove A is subset of B, then we will prove B is subset of A, then we can say that A is equal to B. The same method we are following here. Now consider X belonging to this LHS, that is X belonging to A union B complement. Now if X is belonging to A union B complement, means X does not belongs to A union B. If X is not in A union B, it means that X is not in A and X is not in B. If X is not in A, then we can say that X belongs to A complement, and if X is not belonging to B, then we can say that X belongs to B complement. Means X belongs to A complement and X belongs to B complement. Means X belongs to in their intersection, that is X belongs to A complement intersection B complement. In the beginning we have taken X belongs to A union B bracket complement, and we came to the conclusion up to X belongs to A complement intersection B complement. It means that A union B complement is subset of A complement intersection B complement. Suppose this is our equation number 1. Now conversely, let X belongs to A complement intersection B complement. If X is in intersection, then X will be in both sets. That is, X belongs to A complement and X belongs to B complement. If X is belonging to A complement, then X will not belongs to A. If X is belonging to B complement, means X does not belongs to B. If X is not in A, X is not in B, then X will not be in their union, that is, X will not be in A union B. If X is not in A union B, it means that X belongs to A union B, its complement. In the beginning, we have taken X belongs to A complement intersection B complement, and we came to the conclusion that X belongs to A union B, its complement. It means that A complement intersection B complement is subset of A union B complement. Suppose this is equation 2, and from equation 1 and 2 we have A union B bracket complement is equal to A complement intersection B complement. Here we have used the concept that if A is subset of B and B is subset of A, then A is equal to B. On the similar basis, we can prove that A intersection B complement is equal to A complement union B complement. Now see the example second. If A, B, C are sets, then prove that A minus B union C is equal to A minus B intersection A minus C. Solution. Here also the same concept we are using. We have to prove that A is equal to B. First I will show that A is subset of B. Then I will show that B is subset of A. And then we can say that A is equal to B. Therefore, let X belonging to LHS, that is X belonging to A minus B union C. Now, if X is belonging to A minus B union C, it means that X is belonging to A and X does not belonging to this set B union C. It implies that X belongs to A and X does not belong to B union C, means X is neither in B nor in C. And this sentence can be written as X belongs to A and X is not in B and X is not in C. The same statement can be written as X belongs to A and X is not in B and X belongs to A and X is not in C. The first part can be written as X belongs to A minus B, and this second part can be written as X belongs to A minus C. Means X is in A minus B, X is in A minus C, and therefore it will be in their intersection. That is, X belongs to A minus B intersection A minus C. That is, we started from X belongs to A minus in the bracket B union C, and we came to the conclusion up to X belongs to A minus B intersection A minus C. That is, we can say that A minus B union C is subset of A minus B intersection A minus C. Suppose this is equation number 1. Now let us suppose that X belongs to A minus B intersection A minus C. Means X is belonging to A minus B and X is belonging to A minus C. Therefore, X belongs to A and X does not belong to B. And X belongs to A and X does not belongs to C. This sentence can be written as X belongs to A, which is common in both brackets that we will write outside, and here X does not belongs to B and this part, and X does not belongs to C. Means X belongs to A and For this bracket, we can write X does not belongs to B union C. Means X belongs to A minus B union C. Thus, we started from X belongs to A minus B intersection A minus C, and we came to the conclusion up to X belongs to A minus B union C. It means that A minus B intersection A minus C subset of A minus B union C. Suppose this is your equation number 2, and therefore from equation 1 and 2 we can write that A minus B intersection A minus C is equal to A minus in the bracket B union C. Here which concept we have used, that is, if we have to prove A is equal to B, then first we have to prove A is subset of B, then we have to prove B is subset of A, and then we can say that A is equal to B.